Welcome back to Football Daily, where today we're running through 10 players who have regained their form this season. Let's go. 10. Fraser Forster. At the start of the summer of 2016, everything seemed to be going perfectly for Fraser Forster. A regular Premier League starter for Southampton, the Englishman was battling Joe Hart for the #1 spot at Euro 2016. But that ill-fated tournament would prove to be a curse for both keepers. Despite playing every game for Southampton in the 16-17 season and keeping 14 clean sheets, a number of serious errors began creeping into the 28-year-old's game. The arrival of Alex McCarthy in 17-18 and then Angus Gunn saw Forster drop to the bench and then pushed out of the matchday squad altogether. The man, once dubbed the Green Wall by the Spanish press due to his heroic Champions League displays, made just 21 Premier League appearances in his last 2 years on the south coast. Returning to former club Celtic on loan this season, Forster is back on top, making some frankly outrageous saves in both the SPFL and Europa League. One of the highest rated keepers in Europe's second-tier competition, Forster made 7 saves in a home win against Rennes. And his incredible last-minute save from a Danilo Cataldi volley in the victory over Lazio was called the miracle of extended time by Italian outfit Gazzetta dello Sport, adding to his international plaudits. While Southampton continue to struggle, Forster looks set to add to his Scottish winners' medals. 9. Jorginho. By the end of the 2018-19 season, if you had told any Chelsea fan that Jorginho would go on to be the first player on the team sheet just 6 months later, they would probably have laughed in your face. But that is exactly what has happened, as the Italian continues to endear himself to the West London faithful with his brilliant displays. An emblem of the Marmite Maurizio Sarri era, Jorginho followed the Italian from Napoli to Chelsea in a £51 million deal in the summer of 2018. And while he completed 92% of his passes, he was criticised for a lack of adventure. 0.8 key passes per 90, 0 assists, and just 2 goals throughout the season left many questioning the point of his expensive price tag. But under new boss Frank Lampard, the Italian has emerged as a future captain of the side. Encouraged to be more direct, he already has a goal and 2 assists from 12 games, while his expected goals and assists per 90 has risen from 0.13 to 0.24. With Stamford Bridge singing his name, the Italian looks set to continue to thrive in England for a while to come. 8. Romelu Lukaku. Another disappointment of the 2018-19 season, Romelu Lukaku is quickly silencing all of his doubters at his new club Inter Milan. Under new boss Antonio Conte, the Nerazzurri are flying high in Serie A, with the big Belgian and his strike partner Lautaro Martinez central to that success. In his final season at Old Trafford, Lukaku was considered a disappointment. He registered just 2.3 shots per 90, while his 12 league goals for the season was well below his XG of 0.6 per 90. Not what was expected from one of world football's leading forwards. United fans probably smirked when they managed to get an €80 million fee for him in the summer, but the Belgium has more than taken to life at the San Siro. Lukaku has 10 goals from 13 appearances, is taking 3.3 shots per 90, and is contributing to 64% of Inter's total goal output. Lukaku is proving to be money well spent, and if he can help break Juventus' hold on Serie A, then his stock will only continue to rise. 7. Radja Nainggolan. While Lukaku is loving life at the San Siro, his fellow Belgian Radja Nainggolan is thriving so far away from it. After moving to the Nerazzurri from Roma in a £35 million deal in 2018, the midfielder endured his worst Serie A season to date. 29 league appearances was his fewest since 2010-11, while his 9 goal contributions were not deemed good enough as Inter suffered a fairly dismal season all round. The combustible hard man was never going to gel with Antonio Conte and was quickly moved on loan to Cagliari, the team where he initially made a name for himself between 2009 and 2014. Clearly more at home in Sicily, Nainggolan has openly stated he wants to show Inter were wrong about him. After just 10 appearances, he gets 3 goals and 4 assists, as well as being named Serie A's Player of the Month for November. Back to his fighting best, the Belgian outcast is also managing 2.7 tackles and interceptions per 90, his strongest return since 2016. A man with a point to prove, Nainggolan is once again showing the kind of form that saw him named in the Serie A Team of the Year for 4 consecutive seasons while at Roma. 6. Paulo Dybala. Paulo Dybala is once again shining for Juventus, but had image rights not got in the way in the summer, there is a strong possibility he would have been donning the white shirt of Tottenham Hotspur. After 3 amazing seasons with the old lady, which saw him bag 52 goals in total, the arrival of a certain Cristiano Ronaldo for the 2018-19 campaign saw Dybala moved out of position and ultimately suffer. With the Portuguese monster around, he managed just 5 goals and 4 assists in 30 appearances, his lowest Serie A return since 2012-13. And to make matters worse, his expected goals and assists per 90 fell dramatically to 0.36 from 0.68 the season before. After potential moves to Tottenham and Manchester United fell through over image rights issues, the Argentinian faced an uncertain future at Juve. But he has more than returned to form this campaign. 4 goals and an assist from 8 starts has been coupled with 3 Champions League strikes, including a stunning free kick against Atletico in November. And his shots per 90 has returned to 3.5, well up from the year before. Thriving once again in Turin, Dybala must be pleased those transfers fell through. 5. Kieran Trippier. Back in the summer, the news that Kieran Trippier would be joining Atletico Madrid for a modest £20 million was mainly met with indifference from Tottenham fans. Despite starting the Champions League final and scoring in a World Cup semi-final the summer before, Trippier endured a difficult 2018-19 season that saw question marks raised about his ability. Going into the season with a groin injury picked up in Russia, the right-back would attribute behind-the-scenes issues to his struggles, as mistakes began to litter his game, with his pass accuracy dropping off too. But the Englishman has been so impressive in the Spanish capital that he was even voted by Marca as Atleti's best signing, ahead of £113 million acquisition João Felix. After providing the perfect assist for Alvaro Morata on his debut, Trippier hasn't looked back. One of Atleti's main attacking threats, the work rate and relationship he has developed with Koke, has allowed him to get forward, while he has quickly assumed dead ball responsibilities due to his brilliant delivery. Under the guidance of Simeone, he is quickly becoming the standout right-back in La Liga, and is back in the England setup. Meanwhile, Tottenham have swapped managers and are relying on Serge Aurier for defensive cover, so Trippier can rightfully be feeling smug. 4. Adama Traoré. One of the great mysteries in football over the last few years is whether Adama Traoré can add the finishing touches to his electric pace. We'll wonder no more, as the rapid Spaniard is finally becoming the player his potential suggested, with some excellent displays for Wolves. Despite making a name for himself at Barcelona's Masia Academy, Traoré failed to score a single league goal between 2013 and 2017 with 3 different clubs. It seemed he had found his level in the Championship, netting 5 times for Middlesbrough in 2017-18, before only scoring once last season for Wolves, having joined for £18 million. A frustrating figure to watch, his unbelievable speed didn't make up for his poor final product, as he still managed only 1 assist last season despite 3.7 shots and key passes per 90. But this year he looks like a player reborn. Having played over 1,000 minutes already, more than he managed last season in total, Traoré has contributed 2 goals and 3 assists as Wolves continue to impress. And Europa League defenders are feeling the brunt of his new confidence too, as so far he has completed a massive 4.4 dribbles per 90 in the competition. If Traoré continues to improve, then £18 million will look like a real bargain for a player capable of frightening any defender on the planet. 3. Joselu. A player who looked totally incompetent in the Premier League, Newcastle fans will be scratching their heads after watching Joselu thrive in La Liga. Uninspiring performances and hapless finishing saw the Spaniard out of the Magpies squad completely by March 2019, as he scraped together a lousy 6 goals in 46 appearances at St James's Park. £2.5 million seemed like a generous offer from Spanish side Alaves for a player who had cost double that from Stoke City just 2 years before. Perhaps not adept to the cold and wind of the northeast, Joselu has been a revelation for the Babazoros. Not only has he already scored 6 goals in just 13 league appearances, he is currently winning an enormous 9.1 aerial duels and taking 2.9 shots per 90. And so he is well on his way to matching his best return of 9 goals in a season, which he achieved for Eintracht Frankfurt in 2013. With Newcastle's top scorer currently John Joe Shelvey and £40 million signing Joe Linton scoring just once, Toon fans will be watching on in envy at Joselu's return to form in the Basque Country. 2. Robin Olsen. Replacing Alisson at Roma was never going to be easy, as Robin Olsen found out the hard way. Untested in a top division, Roma believed they had found a bargain when they snapped up the Swede for £8 million from Copenhagen. And after his debut, it seemed like a wise move. He made 10 saves as the Giallorossi claimed a 1-0 win over Torino. But things soon went horribly wrong for a player essentially signed off the back of the 2018 World Cup. Olsen conceded 58 goals in 35 league matches, at a rate of 1 every 58 minutes. His 4 clean sheets was the worst from any starting keeper in Serie A, with only 5 keepers conceding more. Hardly title-challenging form. In the summer, Pau Lopez arrived from Real Betis for over £20 million, and Olsen was sent to Cagliari on loan, bringing his Roman nightmare to a temporary end. And it looks like he is much more comfortable on the sunny shores of Sicily. Conceding just 11 goals in 11 games, he has managed 3 clean sheets as the Rosso-Blu chase an unlikely Champions League berth. While no player should be judged on one season, Olsen has done well to turn around what appeared to be a short-lived Italian dream. 1. Mauro Icardi. Mauro Icardi's dramatic departure from Inter Milan is quickly turning out to be a brilliant move all round. His position with the Nerazzurri had become untenable after falling out with the club's board. Stripped of his captaincy and dropped from the squad, Icardi scored just 11 times last year, his worst return since 2013-14. Conte clearly felt he didn't need him, and with few clubs showing interest, it appeared the man who had managed 124 goals for the Italian Giants had lost his way. But PSG stepped in, and he is more than proving his worth in the French capital. With injuries to Mbappe, Cavani and Neymar, the Argentinian has been straight in the starting lineup, and he looks set to stay there. 6 goals in 7 games, as well as 4 and 5 in the Champions League, has made him an immediate fan favourite, while he is taking a career-high 4.4 shots per 90. Furthermore, his expected goals and assists per 90 stands at 1.6, by far his best return yet. Icardi would be a relative bargain should PSG agree to pay the €70 million necessary to make the deal permanent. Now the dust has settled on his turbulent career, he is once again a force to be reckoned with. So those were our 10 players who have been reborn this season, but what did you make of it? Do you have any suggestions of your own? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, why not click on screen right now? And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later.